Hello, hello. I am Chantele,
Hello,
and this
and my
is,
name is Michael Pez.
and we are Reality Realness, here to talk to you about episode 8 of Survivor, season 36, the Sea Slugger.
And this was probably one of the most disgusting episodes I think I've ever watched.
Like, okay, I was gonna say make a really crude joke, but I don't know if I should actually do it because I'm not watching. This is not a drag race podcast, but I was gonna say, like, everybody wants to know that someone's willing to gag, but I don't want to gag like
Yeah, like I always said that I would be able to do food challenges like this. Like I always said, oh, I'll be the one that eats everything. I don't think so. Not anymore. Not
No.
anymore.
Well, it's just like, ew, it's just gross. Okay, but we'll get to that in full detail, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I love how it ends like the last episode. It shows obviously what happened at Tribal Council, and Chris getting his thing snuffed, and he's like, "Thank you, probes." It's like, oh, Chris.
like and like voted out. Like probably the most embarrassing thing is getting voted off with an idol in your pocket. The worst. So he just left. He got told that he was a shitty rapper.
Oof.
He was trash. And
You couldn't hear that yet.
was that?
You couldn't hear that
Oh
yet.
no, I know, but it's still. But like that's how he's all set up. Now he's heard it at home. So how?
Oh, yeah, he's heard it at home and he was pretty butthurt about it. But what I thought was really interesting too, though, we might have mentioned this last week, but I was reminded in the recap, was that Dominic yells out the fact that he's voting for Chris. So just even if everybody was voting for somebody else, for Wendell, and one person's voting for him, he should have played his idol. Like, he just shouldn't have. Because there was a chance that he could go home if anything happened.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand. Like, he's like, well, I don't even remember what Don said during it, but he's just like called him out on it. And
it's like, I'm voting for Chris Noble or something like that.
Do you ever see? I was watching all like the best ever, like the top 10 reality show, like Survivor vote offs. And there was one time where this guy just goes, I'm voting for Denise. Remember that? Where he just like, Denise. And like everyone in the tribal council died laughing because it was blatantly obvious that he did not like this woman. Yeah. All right.
But even though, sorry, just one last thing before I forget, which I might have forgotten. It's gone. It's gone. I forgot. It was a really, really, really good point, though. So Libby and Jenna are kind of wondering who voted for Libby. And I don't know, Libby, to me, hadn't really put any work into making friends with any of the other people. So I would kind of assume that it was anybody that she had never been on a tribe with that was voting for her.
Yeah, and like also Libby's kind of like super sketchy as well, right?
Well, not necessarily. Like, she has been voting with Dom since the Morgan vote off, right?
Yeah, you just can't like read her very well. That's what he was saying before.
Do you know what, though? I do think, though, that Morgan vote off where she was like, she was kind of stone cold. She didn't have any remorse over like voting out her friend and blindsiding her like that. I think that stigma kind of carried along with her because it's kind of like she would do that to somebody that she was getting along with and have no remorse about it. And I think that is why, Dominic is saying that she's a devil in an angel's body and like nobody trusts her, everybody's throwing her name down. I think that has carried forward personally.
I think that's a good part about it being a Survivor player. Like if you're going to go in there and you're going to show no remorse and you're going to be able to.
Fine, cool. But I think she might have played that too early and she didn't have the numbers to support her being cunning. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
Someone that from where she's playing from, she's playing defense and she can't look like she's too good of an offensive player. You know what I mean? Like she has to kind of play the game that she's in, as opposed to yeah, Austin, like her move could have been an awesome move if it helped her down the road, I think.
Yeah, well, and it just seemed to like alienate her just that little bit more. So
exactly. It's like, and if she used that correctly, she should have like latched onto Angela and being like, "We saved you, bitch! Like, tell me what's going on. Like, look at, like, we're on the same side here. Like, we've been voting together. We've lived together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't see any of her gameplay. And I'm assuming that someone was saying that like, oh, her and Michael are a power couple, power duo. What was that all about?
That was like because Michael came back over, because that they were the original Malolo, they were super close already. So like Jenna, her, and Michael were the three. Just like how back in the other episodes when it was Stephanie, Jenna, and Michael, they were like that little threesome couple that they kept just having to knock one off all the time.
I mean, I'm really happy that I like so many players on this season, but like they
lost all your players.
They lost some heavy hitters, like early on though, like some good players. So Libby is keeping her eyes open from this point forward, because she's like that's I think the second time her name's been written down in a tribal, and she's not exactly sure who it is. She doesn't seem to be trying very hard to get in there. Like I think she just sucks at Survivor and thinks that she can just like get on by.
Yeah, like and just like coast, and like she's even saying how I don't understand why I had so many votes. Like clearly I'm doing something wrong here.
Yeah, you're not talking to anybody making alliances.
Yeah. So what happened next?
So Dominic was a little bit worried about like the show that he made on Tribal, kind of like, you know, talking to Jeff, telling him everything that's going on with him and Chris, and like, you know, being pretty open and like kind of obnoxious, but I didn't mind it, at Tribal about like what he was doing and who he's voting for and who he was irritated by and all that stuff. So he's a little bit worried that he's going to become a target from this because of this. And so he's kind of making a decision to take a step back.
Well, he is like the alpha male now of this tribe now that Chris is gone.
So he needs to fall into the background because everybody's going to go attack their leader, you know? Like
exactly. They can just turn right around on him.
And just like, ah!
especially since all of a sudden he didn't tell Laurel that he had this legacy advantage.
Well, this is the thing, though. I'm kind of annoyed by that whole thing. We'll probably talk about it a little bit more in depth a little bit later. But like, they've been telling her a lot of stuff, but like, it's not necessarily like the non-trusting. Like he didn't tell Wendell even as far as we saw that he had the legacy advantage, and maybe he's not allowed to say anything about the legacy. Well, I guess he is, but I don't know.
You could only use it on a certain number anyways, when it was 13 people. So
yeah, so like maybe he was waiting till he got to that part, and maybe he was going to say something. But look what happened to Sierra, who told Sarah about the legacy advantage. Like that's what got voted.
Oh yeah, true, right? Because if he had said anything to somebody, they would have been like, "Oh, he's got that legacy advantage." He also could have another idol. So they already kind of thought that he had an idol anyways.
Well, and like the legacy advantage is one that's a little bit sneakier because like you have to will it to somebody. So there is more incentive for you to, if you tell somebody that maybe they'll stab you in the back about it so they get the legacy advantage. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings, you know, get my ring.
Like
you know,
it's like Lord of the Rings.
You know, like where they have the Schmiegel guy like just needs the ring, and like they see the power of it, and so they'll vote you out and stab you.
Okay, yeah. They're like
the idol
of my precious.
Exactly. That's what every time I think of like the legacy advantage, I always think of the ring. People they're blinded by it. They need to have it, you know. So Wendell is hoping here to like strike back with the four. So the four being him, Dominic, Jonathan, and Laurel. And that's kind of who he really, really wants to go with. And that's his like 100,000% top four. Like that's his people, which is good.
No, and it's a strong four too, because they're not like always hanging out together, I don't think.
They're all
But
likable enough, but they're not. Well, Dominic is the only one that's kind of like, he needs to cool his jets a little bit. But for the most part, I feel like everybody else is not very, what's the word I want? They don't bother anybody in the tribe. Like they're not invasive. Like they're just like,
yeah.
they can slide into the background, So in that moment, Wendell tells Laurel about that he also has an idol. And
she's like, what? You have an idol too? Why did you guys tell me this?
Well, and I don't know if her reaction, I know it was only to the camera. I don't know if that was the right reaction. Like, I feel like he could have found that idol anytime, and he is telling you about it. Like, but
like you think he's being honest? Like you wanted to like generally? Did he say that because he felt like he needed to tell her, or that he had to tell her?
It seemed from the episode that he felt like he needed to tell her.
Okay.
Because he kind of mentions that like he felt like she was kind of slipping away a little bit and not as like close knit.
Is that what you would do?
I wouldn't tell anybody that I had an idol, I don't think.
Okay.
Unless it's like I have one, like I would tell if I was Dominic, I'd tell Jonathan or Wendell and vice versa, maybe if I had a number one. But I don't think, unless we were at the bottom and we needed to come up with a plan to save all of us, I would. That's another thing. Michael should have done that. Wait, this episode. Never mind. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that soon. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I would have told Laurel. I think I would have only told her if it was going to be something to save us later down the road.
And this is the thing about me. I can never keep that kind of secret ever, because like I would be so proud that I would have an idol, and that like that's just basically more airtime for your character on the show, right?
Sure.
You find an idol, you're like, you got your own scene, you get to read the legacy, like you get to read like the advantage, and then you get to play it when you need to play it, and the stress of when you should play it. I love the fact that you have to play it before the votes are read. That's the best.
Absolutely. But this is the thing is though, with the idol and you telling somebody, is it just puts in another element of paranoia that someone's going to try to get you out because you have the idol. So you have to also be like, oh, are they going to blindside me because they know I have the idol? And it's just like another level of like scenarios that you got to be putting in your head just to make you be thinking about these things all the time. I think it just would make me crazier. The less people that know about it, the less possibilities I have to start figuring out.
I agree with you, Chantele.
Of course. So we get to the immunity challenge, and it's one of those floating bridge to slingshot knockover target thingy-majiggies. So the winner gets six. The winner. So they're broken into two teams of six, I believe. And
2 teams of 6, yeah.
They will get tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and margaritas.
Margaritas, yes. You love margaritas. I love margaritas. But I don't know on an empty stomach if tacos are the greatest thing for your stomach.
I think it's better than when they do coffee and danishes.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Much better than like a diuretic and sugar. Gross.
And like coffee is already isn't like coffee a laxative already?
Yeah, exactly. So
awesome.
Not a good idea. But the tacos, like, they most likely won't be that spicy, They're like
the first thing I would do is pound back a margarita and then just wolf down like with munchies.
Oh my god, I could just taste it now. Like, I love margaritas so much that and I love Mexican food in general.
What's your favorite Mexican food place ever?
Oh. In Sayulita on the street. basically. I went to Sailito a couple summers ago, and like you just get street tacos, and they're like $1, and you get like 2 fish tacos, and that's your lunch, and it's like so good.
Delicious.
What about you though?
Well, in Toronto, El Catrin.
Oh, it was all right there. That's the one that's in the distillery, right?
Yeah, it's in the distillery, and they have like the best like tequila ever. Like they have so many different kinds of tequila.
Yeah.
You should go.
I liked it there. Oh, I found like the service was kind of like, so I like that kind of deterred me from it. And it was a really, really hot day, and I was sweating. Like I was sitting in a pool of sweat. So like I was also like not really able to enjoy the patio and the food because I was just like dripping sweat. But like it's like I think Mexican food is kind of like pizza, sex, reality television shows. Like it's never bad. It's always all right.
Oh, no. Like, yeah, give me a taco any day.
Like it's always gonna be fine.
If someone says, "Hey, we're having taco night,"
Perfect. Thank you.
yeah.
No.
Do you like a frozen margarita or
No. Rocks.
you like on the rocks?
I mean, I'll take the frozen one, but I'm not like into sugars. Like I'm not into like daiquiris and like those kind of blended drinks. So usually the ones that are in the blenders or like in like the frosty makers is a little bit too sweet for me. Like I like it like just bare bones with the the lime juice, Cointreau, high-end tequila, shaken, half salt rim. Give it to me.
All right, we're going after this episode right now.
Can we?
I want to, but I have to work later. So we will set up. Actually, how about this? We are going to see a live taping of Big Brother next week. Why don't we go for margaritas?
We're seeing the triple eviction.
We're not going to the triple eviction.
Oh.
Triple eviction's like tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Triple evictions tomorrow.
Right.
Next Thursday, we'll see whoever's fifth to get kicked off, which will be exciting.
No, it's great. I don't care. Either way, it's amazing.
Yeah, perfect.
This isn't a aside. Sorry, the Survivor people.
No. But we're going to go for margaritas and reality TV.
Perfect.
Yeah. So one more challenge.
Hold on, let me just want to ask you one thing though. Maybe I can get Andrew from Big Brother Canada to come to the taping with us. He gave me his contacts, so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And maybe we can get him to play A10's backyard game.
That'd be great. And if we could get Sarah Hamlin to come out, that'd be hilarious too.
Let's just do this. Let's just make this happen.
But we won't tell them. They might see this episode of this, but we won't tell them at all. Like, we'll just have them, like, show up. Hey, guys, we're from Big Brother.
Well, we'd have to kind of get them to contact them to, like, actually play.
Oh, to actually play. Oh, yeah, okay.
Or you might just like to come and be, like, a guest?
Yeah, like host one of the games.
That's insane.
That would be insane.
Either way would be amazing. Okay, so we'll try to get that.
You know what would piss me off the most is the fact that we weren't playing and then they came and hosted. Like, that would be like...
Well, I would, like, it's like I just said, it's like, it's never bad. No, I can sit and watch those games all day long. Like, I don't care. Like, it's like...
Absolutely.
Okay, back to what we're talking about.
All right, cool. Reward challenge. Tacos.
So yeah, everybody has to shoot. I didn't even really write down anything about this, but purple was pretty much dominating. They had a better strategy than the other team. What is the other team color? Orange?
Yeah, I think it's always down to the Malolo and the VD colors.
Right. So, like, they had the strategy is like if somebody couldn't do it on their first try, just to come back right away, just to get that rotation through, and then basically just bounce back and forth with the people that were knocking off those tile things.
And that was super hard.
Definitely really hard, but like go at it, Laurel, for like being, I think, the only girl that was able to connect. Anybody else connect?
Yeah, it's right. Oh, she almost got it. But like she was like really, she's pretty good. I really like her. She might be one of my picks to win this.
Yes. The winner gets like 1,000 points, right?
You got like 1,000 of them.
You can tell that I don't like losing, right?
No.
So in the end, Laurel and Wendell pull out the W for purple. Boom! And
Boom.
win the taco surprise.
And so we'll pause that.
And so I don't know if I was expecting it or not, but they make the orange team choose rocks for who's going to go to Ghost Island.
Ghost Island.
So I thought that they would actually like come to a consensus, but I guess like it shows too many people's cards if they, you know, are pushing for somebody or not pushing for somebody. But they make everybody choose rocks.
They choose rocks, and I think it's like the one person that always doesn't want to go to Ghost Island goes to Ghost Island.
Well, most likely that's the case. But actually, she didn't really not want to go.
I just think she has that resting bitch face, so that I think it looks like she always just doesn't want to do anything.
Well, I mean, she knew she was in trouble, so like it was actually ideal for her to get that. So Jenna gets is it the White Rock or the Black Rock? White Rock, and she is going to Ghost Island, and they didn't really focus too much on it on the show, but she goes to play the game, and it's no game for you. And she kind of says in her confessional, it's something that I've been saying all the time. It's like, what's the point of going to Ghost Island if you're not going to play a game? I don't get it. Like, it's not a guarantee that they're going to get the advantage or whatnot. So why can't they play every time they go there?
I don't know. They should like do like an actual like hard challenge. What is it? Like, ooh, we're gonna pick this one and not this one.
Yeah, it's like a shell game by yourself. Like,
yeah, which probably has the same answer in both anyways.
Or like, yeah, well, exactly. If they want to dictate whether or not someone wins or lose, they can choose what the answer is in the game, but let them play the game.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So you get points for Jenna going to Ghost Island.
How many points? 30?
You get 10 points.
But seriously.
You get 10 points. And so the people that do not, okay, so the people who win reward are Wendell, Laurel.
That's 5 points, right?
Wendell, Laurel, Chelsea, Angela, and Jonathan.
Jesus.
4 or 5.
So you got 20 points so far, and I have 15.
I'm missing a name. Libby. So you got 1, 2.
Well, no, we got 10 and 20, but for the reward. But we're tied right now for the episode.
So okay, so I got 20 points for that, and you got 20 points. All right, perfect. Moving on.
Moving on.
So she goes to Ghost Island, and no game for you.
So Wendell was kind of happy though that he was there with Jonathan and Laurel on the reward challenge because he really wants to, you know, spend good quality time with seemingly both of them, but Laurel especially. You know, just making their bond tighter and like not thinking about the game necessarily and allowing themselves to really have fun and, you know, they're enjoying something about Survivor together. Just it's going to make it harder for her to like vote him out basically if that ever came to the case because they're like they've enjoyed so much of this together. And I think that that's always the game that you should play personally is that like make people like you more than everybody else so they don't want to vote you out.
Of course. Yeah. And never ever play like you're a strategic player. Because that will be you'll be the first one out.
Just be like likable.
Be likable, have a good social game, but also be pulling all the strings at the same time.
Exactly. Well, or just
while this person, you're talking to that person, make sure you know what that person's doing over there.
So I didn't really understand what Angela was saying here, but Libby kind of asks at this whole, when they're sitting down, like, she didn't understand what she's doing wrong here. And like, Angela was kind of like, well, you're aligned with the wrong people or something like that. And it's just kind of like, it showed that Libby didn't make any effort to get Angela to not vote for her.
Yeah.
Because if she had talked to everybody in the Navidi tribe, like, she would know where everybody stood, and she doesn't know where anybody stands. So she's doing something wrong, and that's not talking to them.
Yeah, and that's what even Dom said like a couple episodes ago. He's like trying to talk to her, but she's giving him nothing to work with. And that just proves that she's gone in there and she's not a big social person. She's pretty. She plays that character. She's a pretty blonde girl and everything. And she also like was a snake or like whatever. But she doesn't seem to have a good social game.
No.
So note, if you're going to go on a reality show, make sure you know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
That is a rule.
So it cuts to Mike talking about Wendell and Dom and thinking that they're too strong together. And it's seeming from how the edit is going that Angela may be a number for Mike, which is really interesting. I don't know if she's just feeling bad for the kid or what, but it did really seem as though she was like on his side, you know?
But it also, like, where did Angela all of a sudden start getting this conniving little power now? So she starts talking to him. Oh, well, what are you thinking? And he goes, well, if you, like, vote with us, then we could, like, totally get rid of this. And this is where Angela starts going on this, like, power trip.
Well, I'm happy that it happened because I didn't want Wendell to get blindsided.
No. She, like, totally was like, you know what I can do is I'm going to take this information and I'm just going to stir the pot.
She kind of did it a little bit too much, I think. But I think it was trying to show her loyalty, and B, like, I think she's sick of not really knowing what's going on in the game. And so, like, bringing some of that information out in the open just allows her to know what's happening a little bit better. You know what I mean? And being able to see people run off and see people do stuff. Like, before, everything was kind of quiet and on the DL. And she didn't really know what was happening, and she's been blindsided a couple of times and nearly been voted out a couple of times. And so I think that she just likes the fact that she got some information that she could share so that she kind of just knows what's going on.
And I also think she's a little drunk from the margaritas.
Wasted.
Yeah, like so like she's actually smiling in this episode, and she's actually like, they came to me with this information, and I'm gonna like tell everybody. So I think she's just a little drunk.
Telling friends. I'm gonna tell my friends what I just heard. She could be drunk, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it, but I'm like, I wrote down like, Angela's spilling the tea, but she's spilling the margarita. So she tells Wendell that Mike is thinking of taking him out. Was that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she told everybody. She told Kellen. She told Desiree, Chelsea.
To weaken Dominic.
No, to weaken.
So
Mike.
now, obviously, Wendell's gonna want Mike out, and I'm like, I know what Mike was trying to do, and like, I support him making that effort, but he should have had a little bit more finesse, I think, because if anybody hears about this, or the wrong people hear about this, they're not going to just like jump on board with you. They are going to target you. Like,
yeah. Like,
your name may never have come out of their mouth. It had been. But like, now it's like, okay, he's coming after me. I have to come after him because I know for a fact he's coming after me. It's like, but I appreciate his effort. So we get to the immunity challenge, and I know people love this challenge, but one reason why I couldn't go on Big Brother would be not Big Brother, but for Survivor, is because of this.
Well, like if it's do or die, then like no, like if it's do or die, there's no way. The amount of food that they have to eat in this challenge, I couldn't even believe. Like, I get it, you're hungry. And I get it, you didn't get to have the tacos. But
I couldn't. I don't think I could. Like, I was watching this, and I was already gagging. Like, the eyeballs, like, stop. Gross. Please, gross. It's like a fisheye gagging. That's all I wrote down.
Yeah, like, and that's just the first round. Like,
yeah, okay, so the 3 people that get it down first move on. So 3 out of 5. Like, how disgusting to try and not move on. Like,
well, the worst is like you actually have to pick it up with your hands. I think it's Wendell that like goes to pick it up, and he goes, no, no.
and Wendell didn't even bother. Wendell's like, I'm an adult. I don't have to do this shit. Gross.
And then to have to like stick your tongue out afterwards, that's already the gag face.
Ew. So Des, Laurel, and Michael move on, I believe. So the next one, what are they eating? Okay, Beetle. Oh, you know, so Des, Laurel, and Michael, they're out or they move on? They moved on. And then Angela, Seb, and Dom, they moved on, I think. So they're eating the beetle larvae.
Yeah, and they're alive. They're moving around.
That one is like if I think about it too much, am I gonna fucking vomit? So
I will switch it back to my face. Don't vomit if you see my face.
You mentioned Jarvis, though, season 1. Little shout out to like the OG food eating competition. But that's just nastiness. Like, I know you're allowed to eat it, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's a life. I'm a vegetarian.
I think there's some foods that I can't even that are normal that I can't even eat. So that makes me gay. Like some fish, some like grilled calamari. Like I can't do grilled calamari. Just it's like a texture thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, like
that's fine by me. But like
those. Look at the size of that.
The sea like, and then Angela trying to deep throat. Do you see? She just drops it at the back of her throat.
Yeah.
Like what's going on in the army, Angela? Like. Like she just like wait, it's the one with the cucumber though, where she just like pulls it out of her mouth at one point. Wait, is it here?
Oh yeah, it comes right back.
The whole out hole.
It is.
Oh my god!
It's like a goddamn magic trick.
It's so like she.
No, I can't do it. I've already done one of them. I'm just gonna rip it in half and just eat it now.
Oh my god!
Meanwhile, these guys are.
So gross.
So, folks.
I said that was gaggerific. Oh no, that's Seb. Gaggerific, bro.
Gaggerific, bro.
No,
Angela's just a crazy freak that's just dancing around. So she's drunk on margaritas. She's drunk on power. And now she's like, I don't know. She scares me.
What is Mother of Pearl, though? What is that?
Yeah.
Like, I know if it is a stone.
Mother of Pearl? Let's find out.
Sorry?
I'll find out right now for you. It just looks like a lot of food. Like, if they like pull out the cover and it's like, here, enjoy this disgusting meal that looks like it's been fermented in water forever. Mother of Pearl.
Well, I can know of it as just like something that you make boxes out of, or like, you know what I mean? Like, but I never knew it as a food or like a bug or whatever you want to call it, crustacean or
a smooth, shining substance forming the inner layer of the shell of some oysters.
So it's an oyster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the organic, inorganic composite material produced by some mucuses of the inner shell layer. Okay,
so it's the inner layer of the shell. Because I know mother of pearl is like a hard material, not like. Anyway, so it's
but
like.
It sounds like such a delicious meal. Mother of pearl. We're gonna eat this.
So yeah, Angela's dancing. Michael is barfing.
So Angela wins it.
Woo!
Yay for me.
No.
And that is 10 points. 5 points?
Yeah.
I don't. 5 points. Yeah. This is individual immunity. It's just 5 points. Cool. And then Jeff says to Michael, "Hey, so Are you okay? Why did you finish? Because Michael goes back and he actually finishes off all the food.
Keener.
He goes, well, you know what? You only play Survivor once. I think I'm only going to play Survivor, so I'm going to eat the whole thing.
It was really, I thought it was a really, like high school teachers.
He is in high school. He's 18.
That type thing, you know what I mean? Like, teacher, I'm going to go and finish the food that is on my plate because, like, I only lived through this experience one time. Like, come on, shut up, sit down. Like, like if you really, really wanted to have Mother and Pearl again, you could. Like,
and you're really good looking. You might get on Survivor again.
I mean, he's not playing for that, which is cool. He wants to live this experience fully, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think it also was like a jab, not a jab, like it was like to telegraph to the rest of his tribe that I'm on the bottom here. You're going to be voting me out, Les. I need to eat this.
Mother. You're going to play the sad puppy. Don't ever play the sad puppy dog. That's not a good strategy.
That's annoying. Yeah, Mike wants to finish it all, and Jess asked why he did it, as you're saying, because they're only going Survivor once. Wah, wah. So Mike, God bless him, but he's working on the plan to blindside Wendell. And the edit is kind of making it look like it's going to happen. Right?
Yeah, sort of. But I didn't know where it was going to play because Angela's saying, hey, well, Michael's doing this, so maybe we should all vote for Michael. Oh, but if he has an idol, then, then we can split it. And then the girls are all like, we need to still get rid of Libby. They all want to get rid of her.
Well, and then Laurel, wasn't she like, oh, no, Michael approached, I think it was Laurel maybe, being like, old Malolo should stick together so then we can take out Wendell, seemingly. And so
they would at least have those a solid 5 that could start picking those people off.
And then Jonathan wanted to keep Malolo strong. So I think it was like really interesting how the show was like showing that old Malolo had some legs in the fact that they have to split the votes if they want to try and get Michael out because of the fact that he's most likely has an idol.
Do they know that?
Well, they don't know that, but like they have to split the votes.
Yeah.
Because they don't know that. 100%. So he tells Libby that they're splitting the votes on her and Michael. Who says, Dominic says to Libby, I believe, like, oh, we're voting for, like, that Libby's good, Libby's safe. And then, like, he didn't tell.
He said that to Libby.
Say what?
He said that to Libby. Libby's like, so, like, are we okay? He's like, yeah, you're totally fine.
But then she finds out that they're splitting the votes with her, and she's like, huh.
Why would he tell me that?
So, I mean, I thought that was a misplay on his behalf because it just would make her a little bit nervous and be like, oh, maybe they're trying to blindside me here. And, like, he's like, oh, you're safe. But they're actually splitting the votes with her. And that means that they're also willing to, that she's just expendable. And, like, you never want anybody that you're trying to work with to think that you are okay with them going home, I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's, 10 other people that they can put up there? Or, like, they can split votes with? Like, why is it her? So, I don't know if that was the best call, letting her know that they're splitting the votes on her. But
she should already know that because based off of the fact that she had so many votes from the last tribal council.
Absolutely. But she's not the lightest tool, apparently. So I didn't really write down anything about tribal council, but
tribal council was basically they didn't say a heck of a whole lot other than the fact that Malolo, who's not feeling safe, commercial, and basically Michael plays his idol, plays it before the vote, and go ahead.
Michael votes for Wendell, and Angela and Des vote for Libby. Is there a third vote for Libby or just 2? I can't remember.
There's more than 2.
Yeah.
We'll pull it up right now.
I think it might have been 3. And then what was
Michael had the most votes.
And but they didn't end up splitting the vote really. Like they just put a couple votes on Libby. It wasn't like half and half. So the majority of votes went on to Michael. 1 vote went on to Wendell. I was like, when Wendell didn't play his idol, I was like, uh-oh. I mean, there must have been more information that like they didn't show on the show, because of like, from what I saw, I thought that he should have played his idol.
Especially if your name is being thrown out like that. Okay, so Michael played the stick, the Aussie stick.
The effing stick. Wait, why don't you do the end part where it shows who voted for what?
Okay. So Michael plays his idol. Then all of a sudden Libby's like, oh, it's me. Bye, guys. I'm on the jury with Chris. Yay. She's going to look really pretty after she has a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, commercial.
Elementary, my dear.
But, okay, so Angela got immunity. There's no other points given, so we're down to like, no more.
So, whatever. So you got 25 points today. Whatever.
You got 30 points.
30. Where did the other 10 come from?
Oh, that's right. No, 20. 20.
So you're at 415. And
Wendell, Michael. Libby.
What did Kellen vote?
Libby. So four Libby. 4 Libby, 1 Wendell, and the rest for Michael.
No, but who was the 4th person that voted for Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Okay. Now this is the thing, is that if Libby wanted to save herself, she actually probably could have. Because if she had made Wendell a little more scared, or got like the rest, like got Jenna, and like if she hadn't voted for Michael, she might have been able to get Jenna. She could have at least forced a tie, right? I think. And there's 4 of them, so she needed 2 more votes. So her, Jenna, Wendell, and Jonathan. If she had worked with old Malolo, and maybe not go for Wendell, but maybe decide on someone else that they could go for that like would have been, everybody could have agreed upon. I think the fact that they're going for Wendell was the problem with talking to Jonathan and Laurel. Just because they don't know that they're so close, but that was, I think, why they couldn't push that agenda. But if they found somebody that they could have a mutual agreement on taking out, then I think they would have had maybe the sway to not get Libby not to get out. She had
and that's attacking like so Wendell, I feel, is
too big.
Everyone's friend.
Yeah.
Everyone's friend. His game is so different than Libby's game. So, hey, they want to go for Wendell. They want to go for Wendell, our friend? Oh my goodness. But really, guys, yeah, maybe you should take Wendell out because he is so good. Like,
right, but like right now, I just thought it was too big of a target for someone that had no power to just be going for. And yeah, I get it. That's like, oh, like we have the numbers now, let's do it while we can. I get that mentality, but he didn't realize how tight Laurel and Jonathan were with Wendell at this point. And I felt that they should have, if they didn't say, yes, 100% we're doing this, he should have changed his idea of a target and find someone that they're like, yeah, let's get them out.
Yeah, you should have went for Dom?
No. Dom would be equally as big. It would be going for someone like Angela. You know what I mean? Someone a little bit more like, who cares? Like, Angela would have probably been a good one because she's kind of on the out. She was stirring a little bit of shit. Like, nobody really fully trusts her anymore because she's been blindsided and she's been showing that she's a little bit, like, offended by that. You know, just somebody a little bit more inoffensive, where more people can get behind losing her because they don't care as much. Chelsea, bye. Yeah, like, exactly. Chelsea would have been harder, I think, than Angela, but in the same vein, you know?
Yeah, well, you all know that if Chelsea at all speaks in any episode, she's probably going home.
Yeah, next one, yeah, Visibility Spike says she's done. Anyway, so that is the end of episode 8 here. I'm still losing, and I just don't know if I even can possibly. Now I'm at, what, I'm 100 and something under you?
You are a lot under me. You were a lot under me. I'm going to say, so it's 390 plus 25. Carry the 1.
You're 415, and I'm at 265, I think. Yeah. Like, I'm 150 under you.
You know, babe, miracles have happened. You know, like, there's the loved one's visit coming up. You know, like, if people get picked for the loved one's visit, it's only 2 points, but still.
Basically, all your people have to get voted out, and I have to win all the immunities and all the rewards. Only my team. Whatever.
Cool, so let's go Jenna. like,
I still have a couple okay ones, like Dominic.
No. You have Dom. And Laurel are those are your 2.
They're my moneymakers, for sure.
Sebastian's not going to win.
Who? Sebastian? Probably not.
Sebastian's not going to win. I know that Chelsea is not going to win. No. I know that Desiree is not going to win.
No.
I know that Angela is not going to win.
No. She might get it.
We'll just see how it plays out. So
basically, you against me and you are against, like, Wendell and Dawn, or like and Laurel. Who's your second pick to win?
Michael.
So yeah, those are our 4. Like, those are basically who we're playing with. Right?
I almost hope it comes down to those 4. That would be amazing.
For the fire making challenge. Bah!
Oh God, are they going to do that again?
Yeah. Oh, we should put a point thing for that.
Cool.
Who wins the fire making challenge? 50 points. 500 points. Wendell.
So that is the end of our episode of episode 8 of Ghost Island. Thank you very much. Please subscribe down below. You can find us on Instagram at Realness with 3 S's. My name is Michael Pez.
I'm at Friend on Instagram. Chantele Francis here. And yeah, subscribe, share with your friends, comment, talk to us, tell us that we're shit, tell us that we're amazing, whatever. Communicate. It'd be awesome. We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye, guys.